On top of filming my regular Brightline construction videos, I've also taken the opportunity in recent months to fly over a couple of the Florida East Coast Railway's yards. The first of which is the New Smyrna Beach Yard. The New Smyrna Beach Yard is home to the FEC's primary mechanical shops. Any major work or inspections that are necessary on any of the railroad's locomotives are completed here. While not a very busy yard, it is the collecting point for local traffic from industries between Cocoa and Daytona Beach, including the Titusville Intermodal Ramp. Local train 910 is also based here. This yard is also where locomotives and other specialty equipment not in service are stored. This flat car was specially built for the FEC to hold remote control equipment for locomotives. For many years, it was used at the CMEX City Point plant to make any locomotives on the FEC capable of remote operation while the unit train there was being unloaded by CMEX crews. A retrofitted hopper now does that task. Next in line is an undercutter, which in simple terms cleans the ballast under the tracks. The rest of this track holds 7 SD40-2 locomotives and the FEC's Union Pacific-based paint scheme that are currently in storage. The numbers floating above each locomotive are their respective road numbers in case you can't read their fading paint. When the GE ES44C4s arrived on the FEC, the railroad ended up with an excess of power. It was decided that these locomotives would be put in storage until traffic grows to the point that they would be needed again. The SD40-2s that had been repainted in the Champion scheme were kept in service. In the back, there are 2 GP40s and one of the repainted SD40s that are having work completed on them. The building on the right is the FEC's paint shop. One of the last GP38s in the Going Places in Florida Hurricane scheme can be seen on the wash track in the back. The loaded hoppers at the bottom are part of a transload operation that unloads the cars in the yard. The brick buildings you see in the yard are historical buildings that have been repurposed and some of which are over 100 years old. Another of the Champion scheme SD40s is on one of the pit tracks outside the main shop building. The smaller building on the right with a track going into it houses a wheel truing machine. The other yard I flew over is the Fort Pierce yard. Fort Pierce is a fairly busy yard during the week, with several locals operating from the yard, industries at the yard, and is where an interchange is completed with U.S. Sugar's South Central Florida Express. The train with the GEVO on the head end would become that night's train to Jacksonville. It had gondolas of rail ties, manifest freight including Tropicana juice reefers, and intermodal on the tail end. GP40 number 425, one of 2 locomotives in the Pink Breast Cancer Awareness Scheme, is connected to 2 covered hoppers. On the north end of the yard is a small intermodal ramp. Also on the north end is the Rockla Concrete Tie Plant, which is making all the ties for the Brightline double tracking project and the new line to Orlando. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Also check out my social media pages.